peace and love and prosperity and joy and happiness and love and so much love and so much love. I hope everybody is doing good this evening. I am kind of late getting this up because, well, it was a really good reason why I'm late tonight getting this up, guys. I just came from a wedding. Well, it wasn't the reception. It was like the reception before the wedding. I don't know what that's called because I don't really know a lot of the wedding lingo or words, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But I went to it and it was so beautiful. Congratulations to the bride and groom. I really didn't know them I really don't know them that well, but they are really beautiful people that welcomed me. I was a guest of someone else that came, so they really welcomed me and made me feel like I was just a part of the family. You know, it was just one big family affair. Got out there and did the wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble. I got out there and I wobbled, and I did the cha-cha slide, the electric slide, and every other slide that existed. I did all that. It was really nice, and I brought back this really cute little souvenir. But how befitting that on the night that I am talking about Libra, that I go to a wedding reception. How befitting, right? How befitting. And I'm going to explain that, what that means, or what I mean by that with you guys. Because Libra, tonight we're talking about how to snag a Libra for life. So to all my Libra lovers, I hope you guys have tuned in. And this can be your person of interest. This could be their sun sign, their moon sign, or their rising sign. So again, when we're talking about how to snag the people that you're interested in, you definitely need to know what's going on with their chart, so you can know, because they may be a Libra sun, but they may have an Aquarius moon, or they may have a Sagittarius rising. And it, you know, all of that mixes in to make a person's unique personality. So you definitely need to know the aspects. 3 important things you need to know about the person that you're interested in. Of course, their sun sign, which is the most obvious thing. Hey, I'm a Sagittarius. Their moon sign, which is denotes their hidden or suppressed emotions. This is how they emote when they get upset. How do they act? Are they aggressive when they're upset, or are they passive? You know, are they passive aggressive? So the moon sign, and then their rising sign is just basically before you even really introduce yourself to the world and people know exactly who you are. This is what people read off of you. This is the unseen the unspoken introduction. So the rising, sun sign, and the moon sign are very important. 3 important things. So this person that you're interested in, if you're watching this, I'm assuming that this could either be their sun sign, their moon sign, or their rising sign. So if they are any one of those is in Libra, then this is something that you definitely need to be listening up to. So the reason that it's so ironic and really beautiful that the universe kind of sends those signs and lets me know that, you know, I'm on the right track is because Libra is actually ruled by the house placement for Libra is the 7th house, which is the house of, guess what? Marriage and contractual agreements. Marriage and contractual, any type of a contractual agreement, any type of a commitment that is something that is set in stone by, you know, signing your name on a dotted line, anything like that. That's all ruled by the 7th house. And ironically, I was invited to this wedding reception tonight. So I was like, I got you. I got you. So yeah, so Libra. So yeah, so something that you guys need to know about Libras is that they are really people oriented as far as being there for the team, being a balancing. If you look at the Libra, their sign, the sign of Libra is the scale, because Libra is a sign that is a great person that will come in. That's a personality trait that will come in and kind of be a neutral. Libras tend to be more neutral. Libras tend to be people who can negotiate really well, who can pretty much get along with anybody. And Librans, they just have this natural ability just to be able to go into different situations and just bring about the best. Like, they're always looking for the fair thing in the situation, or the just thing in the situation. They're literally balancing the scale. So it's really great to have a Libra involved in your circle of friends. If you're blessed to be able to have a Libra in there, or in your circle of business associates, to have a Libra in there is a really positive thing, because Libras are the type of people who can, like I say, they typically are great negotiators. They typically are really, really awesome negotiators. Sorry about that. So yes, that is the house of marriage and partnerships. Friendships, long-term friendships, long-term relationships, anything that is sealed with a contract. That is the 7th house. That deals with the 7th house. And Libra is ruled by the planet Venus. So Venus is Libra's ruler. So Librans tend to be very conscious of their appearance. Of course, they want to look really nice. Libras tend to have a great sense of style. And also Libras tend to be very flirtatious. Like, they flirt a lot. And then they also just have that knack for just really just fashion forward, stylish type people, which is really awesome, which is an awesome aspect of Venus. They tend to have a lot of charm too. Librans are very charming people. So if you're interested in a Libra, you can definitely connect with them on any level regarding any of those things that I've named. So a great idea for a first date with the Libra would be, I would say, something that involves fashion. If it's a woman, you know, like maybe a fashion show or something like that along those lines. Even with guys too. Pretty much every Libra that I know is a person that's really conscious about their appearance, and, you know, wants to put their best foot forward. When they really want to, they really will. You know, Libras have good style. So something fashion forward, maybe a fashion show. And this is just kind of different things. You know, of course, we could go with the obvious, you know, date out to the movies or something, you know, simple. But I try to give you guys, I've been trying to give you ideas that are kind of out of the box, something different to really, really grab that person's attention that you're interested in. And any type of a group activity with Libra would be a good idea as well. Kind of similar to Gemini. I believe I suggested with Gemini places where you can go and feel free to talk. So it can be more of an indoor, whereas Gemini suggested outdoor, because that will allow you guys to have conversation without it distracting from whatever you guys are doing. So with Libra, I would say something indoor would be fine. But like a group activity, something like maybe a double date would be a great idea with a Libra. So yes, 7th house, ruled by Venus. Let's get into it. How to snag a Libra for life? So that Libra girl or guy that you're interested in. These are a few things that I jotted down in my study of the Libra personality and different traits of Libra. So the first thing that I have for snagging that Libra person of your interest is to be consistent and steadfast. Be consistent and steadfast. So I wrote that Librans need emotional security to be happy in relationships. They're always searching for ways to attain balance. Once again, remember the scale. Remember, the sign for Libra is the scale itself. And the tarot card for Libra is actually justice. Like they are very, very, very very concerned with things being just and things being fair. Libras tend to be very active as far as in community work, different things like that. You'll see Libras at the forefront. You'll see a Libra at the forefront because of the fact that they're very passionate about things being right, things being just. This is why they're great negotiators in situations, because typically a Libra, is easier for a Libra to remove the emotion out and to, you know, see both sides of the picture with Libra, with a Libra who has mastered themselves. I'll say it like that. We're talking about people who are on the journey of self-mastery. I'm not just talking about any and everybody, because you may know a Libra that may not, you know, fit that bill. But when they're operating their higher selves, Libras are great persons for those roles. So yeah, they're always searching for ways to attain balance. So if you're in a relationship or you're a friend to a Libra that you're interested in, the worst thing that you can do is to be inconsistent in your emotional availability and how you interact with them emotionally. The worst thing that you can do to a Libra that you're interested in is to fluctuate and be all over the place. One day you're this, one day you're that. One day you're hot, one day you're cold. One day you like them, the next day you're not sure if you like them. That is the worst thing that you can do to a Libra, because of the fact that they are always searching for that balance within themselves. So how can they be, you know, balanced within themselves, and not much less themselves, but a relationship, if their partner or the person that's interested in them is not balanced as well? So be steadfast and be searching for your balance as well. Be searching, having internal introspection within yourself to attain personal balance before you even get started, before you even say, yo, don't know your name, but excuse me, miss, to that Libra. Make sure you know you have attained that balance within yourself. Now, of course, you can get with the Libra and maybe they can help you, or they can show you different ways to be a more balanced person, because it's natural to them to find neutral, to be at, you know, to be even keel, or to get back to being centered. But you need to be searching for it within yourself, because if you're not a balanced person, if you're super emotional, you're all over the place, you're you know, it's not gonna, you all's relationship is gonna be really, really difficult. So be consistent and steadfast. The next thing I have is, don't put them last. Okay, don't put your Libra last. Librans work best with and for the team. So be sure to show your Libra plenty of attention and affection to show your appreciation. So again, I mean, this is a sign, guys, that's already looking at the outcome, weighing all the options, putting all the variables together, balancing the scales so that the scales can tip and be even in the relationship. They're already doing that, even at times when you're not even thinking about it. Libra is a sign that's always thinking about that. They're always considering, you know, how is this going to affect the group? How is this going to affect my relationship? How is this going to affect my marriage? How is this going to cause, you know, any outcome? Is it going to be a positive outcome for everyone in the situation? This is a sign that's naturally doing that. And to interject as well, 7th house, the opposite. You remember I was talking, I don't know if you guys remember, I was talking about the opposites sign from Gemini was Sagittarius. Yes, Sagittarius. So the opposite sign from Libra is Aries, which is the 1st house. 7th house, the 1st house. So the exact and polar opposite, because Aries is its house placement is the 1st house, which is the house of, guess what? Self. Looking out for self. I won't say looking out for self, but really taking inventory on self's best interest And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But the opposite of that is Libra, which is partnerships. Partnerships. How's the group going to be affected by this? How is the relationship going to be affected by this? So specifically, as I hit on this and then get back to what I was saying, specifically, if you are in a relationship, if you're an Aries and a Libra in a relationship and you guys are experiencing friction, yeah, okay. See, this is why it's really important for people to understand astrology and to understand, you know, different things about how the different signs and house placements and all of that stuff, which may seem far-fetched if you don't know anything about it and you've never heard of it and you've never been introduced to it. Once you start really understanding the science behind it, it can save you a lot of heartache and a lot of headache, because some things are just naturally, you know, they're just naturally opposite. So, not saying that if you're in a relationship, if you're an Aries and a Libra in a relationship now, not saying that you guys can't work, but what I am saying is that you definitely need to be looking deeper into your compatibility and how and what ways you can make it work together. So, yeah, so the opposite of 7th house is the 1st house, which is Aries. So, because of the fact that Libra, which is back to my original point, because of the fact that Libra is already in the mind frame of how can I, you know, how does this decision that I'm about to do, how does it affect my partner? I mean, if you have a person that's already thinking like that, be sure that you lavish them with love and affection and appreciation to show them that you appreciate the fact that they are looking out for the best interests of the team. So don't put them last. Make sure that you're making time for your Libra. Make sure that you're really being an emotionally available person there for them, because it's really important to them that they be included in your care and in your wanting to, you know, just like you care so much about yourself, they want to be included as well, because they're giving you that naturally. If you understand what I'm saying, if y'all kind of follow what I'm saying. So even if it's something that you have to work at, let's say you're an Aries and you have to work at remembering to consider how you know, taking this meeting, you know, taking this new job that's going to cause you to be away from home way more hours than what your partner is used to. Okay? Because of the fact that, you know, automatically you know, as an Aries or as a whatever other sign that, you know, is more into or more naturally prone to, you know, self-progression versus relational progression. Because of the fact that you have to think about it, please understand that your partner already is naturally doing it. So sometimes we may not appreciate that as much because of the fact it's just natural. They just do it. They just automatically care. They automatically weigh out the odds of, if I do this, this is what's going to happen, or this is how it's going to affect everybody. So really appreciate that is the point of what I'm trying to drill home. Really appreciate the fact that your Libra is just innately and just off top caring so much about the team as a whole. And if you are, again, if you are a sign that is more concerned with self-progression, which some signs are more concerned naturally with self-progression versus relational progression. Work harder. You just have to remember that you have to work harder, and you have to take mental note, you know, like, okay, so I'm doing this, and let me make sure I call my mate or my spouse and let them know that this is something that I want to do, and let's have a conversation about it. I'm not just going to accept the job. I'm going to have a conversation with my Libra. I'm going to have a conversation with them to let them know, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. So don't put them last. Don't put them last. All right. Next, I have be patient with their indecisiveness. Be patient with their indecisiveness. So don't lose your cool every time your Libra changes their mind. They are processing every outcome and only want what's best for all involved. So keep your cool when you're dealing with your Libra and they have moments of indecisiveness and not really being able to decide, should I do this or should I do that? Should I do that? Because again, like I said, they're constantly processing every effect of how it's going to affect the relationship, or how it's going to affect the business, or how it's going to affect the friendship, or how it's going to. So don't lose your cool. Don't get upset. This is especially to all my fire signs out there. Because we are notorious for, getting upset, getting frustrated. So don't be upset. It's just the fact that they are really taking it in and really wanting to make a decision that is going to benefit the team. That whatever you all's relational connection is, if it's through business, if it's, you're in a marriage with this Libra person, whatever it is. So just in knowing that now that you're armed with that information about your Libra, in those moments of indecision or indecisiveness with them, this should allow you to be more patient. This should allow you to have a lot more patience when dealing with them in that, because it's a really good thing. It's a good thing that they're indecisive because of the fact that they care. Point blank and period. They care. So yeah, the next thing that I have for snagging your Libra for life is be willing to share, okay? Time, resources, emotional availability, okay? All of these are vital to securing Libra and knowing that they are your one and only. This doesn't mean a loss of freedom, but find the balance in inclusion. Find the balance in inclusion. So to all my signs out there that are signs that tend to need freedom, to be able to go and float and find themselves and go and do this and do that, and don't like to be tied down, don't like to be clung to or anything. This is how you find the balance in your relationship with your Libra in sharing, is that you find it in inclusion. You find it in including Libra, your mate, your partner, and your things of interest. You find it in that, instead of rebelling against it and saying that I need my time, or I need my space, or I need my this and I need my that. Instead of rebelling against their natural need to share in your life and things that are important to you, Libra needs to be a partner in that. So you find that balance in inclusion. You find it in inclusion, not in rebellion, not in, disappearing, not in going on to the next thing. You're not learning the lesson when you do that. When you do that, it's kind of like the coward's way out. So you learn the lesson in inclusion. So yeah, so be willing to share. Be willing to share your time. Be willing to share your resources. Be willing to share your emotional availability. Be willing to share some of the things that you're interested in. Now, I'm not saying that means that they should just cling to you. I mean, that's the point of having conversation. If it gets to be too clingy, if it gets to be to the point where you can voice that need and that concern for, having, those spaces where it's just you or it's just them. But for the most part, include them. Include your Libra in things that are important to you, because for a Libra, it's all about the team. It's all about the team. All right, and the last bit that I have about securing and snagging and capturing the attention, and not only the attention but the affection and the heart of your Libra person of interest, is to play fair. Play fair. No manipulation, games, or lies. This will jeopardize the trust from your Libra, who gives it freely upon entering the relationship. Now, Libras, because of the fact that they are such a other person oriented sign, can sometimes be really emotionally damaged because of the fact that they can get with people who don't respect that, and they give their trust early in a relationship. They give their trust, and they give that access to that part of them, you know, in sharing, because Libras really hate being alone. But to all my Libras out there, there is something powerful, listen up, there is something powerful about time to yourself. And that's something in learning as you go through your journey in self-mastery. To all my Libras, there's something really powerful in alone time, you know. I know it's the natural urge of Libra to seek those partnerships and seek those emotional ties to others, but beware, because not everybody is worthy of receiving that. So to my Libras out there, make sure when you get into these new relationships that you don't give so freely your heart or your trust in the very beginning. That it's not such a free thing to give to that person, because just it's natural. It's natural. I understand it. It is a very natural instinct for you, but really fight that urge to do it so early in the relationship. Make sure that's something that that person has to really earn. Make sure that's something that that person has to really show you that they are worthy of your trust and of your team loving and team appreciating nature. But yeah, so make sure, into the people who are interested in Libras, before you enter that relationship with that Libra, make sure you are in it to win it and to play fair. So no manipulation, you know. You really don't want to jeopardize the trust of Libra, because of the fact that that's one way to, because although Libra is all about the team, one way to lose your Libra and to lose the affection and attention of your Libra is to jeopardize the trust of your relationship. That is one way to do it. Although Libra is a sign that will stand by that. Now trust, they will stand by the person that they love and that they're with. But at the same time, do not play those types of games, because you will lose them. You will lose them. So definitely play fair. Play fair, because Libra is all about balance. Libra is all about balancing the scales. They want everything to be just. They want it to be, you know, equal. So make sure that you are playing fair in your relationship. Alrighty. So that's what I have. And I hope this video helps out a lot to my people who are interested in Team Libra out there. Or if you are a Libra, hopefully there's something that you found in this video as well to be of assistance to you. I'm going to go and put my nice little flower that I got, the centerpiece that I got from the wedding reception that I went to this evening. And I'm gonna put that up in my window, I think. But I hope you guys have a great evening. We're gonna close out hopefully tomorrow. We're gonna close out with Aquarius. So cool beans, you've done your homework. I sure have. I sure have. And just to let you guys know, I plan on continuing the conversations about astrology, zodiac, different things, all different type of subjects a little bit later on following this. So once this ends, this is only really the beginning of something else. So I hope you guys stay tuned. I have a lot of great information, really just wanting to show people how to heal themselves and how to have better, more successful relationships, things that I've learned on my personal journey that I want to share with you. And I would love to do one night out, announce it way in advance, but a question and answer series as well. So if you guys have any questions that you like to ask, it can be about astrology, it can be about relationships, it can be about chakras and just different things, whatever pertaining to, you know, just really self-mastering yourself. And if you have any questions, think of those questions and just hold on to them. And we're going to do a question and answer. And I'll announce that a little bit later when that's going to happen. All right, so let's get ready for Team Aquarius. I am ready. I am ready. All right, y'all take care. Have a great night. Peace.